Hi, welcome back to Wisdom Wednesday. I'm Courtney Bridgman, and today's topic is abandonment. And I know both men and women experience abandonment issues, and the root of our abandonment issues start at home. And this is not going to be a blame your parents for abandoning you discussion today, because it's taken me a long time to realize a very, very important thing that I want to share with you today. I will start off by talking about, though, when I was growing up, I blamed my dad for abandoning me. And I blamed him for this because emotionally, I didn't feel he was there for me as much as I needed him to be, in the sense of making me feel validated, making me feel loved, making me feel appreciated and important. And I don't know where those standards I set came from. And I had this idea of how I was supposed to be loved, apparently, from the get-go. And when those expectations were not met by my father, it became his fault that I had no self-worth and no self-esteem, when in reality, I've come to realize that none of that is true. I believe that I did have an emotionally unavailable father, because he had an emotionally unavailable father and an emotionally unavailable mother, which is just going to keep going down the line of generations of this emotional unavailability until somebody gets help around it and can talk about it and figure it out and get to the root of it. And so what did I do with my abandonment issues with my dad? I did what most girls and most men do who have this issue. We go and we choose emotionally unavailable partners. And so now we have this hole that we want to be filled because one of our parents didn't fill it with, love and affirmation and validation. So we go and we date somebody and we think that if they love us the way we need to be loved, then poof, we'll be happy people and everything will be solved. When in reality, that is not true, because the only true validation that we can ever get is by working on ourselves and seeing our worth for ourselves. And no one else is going to tell us or write us the most beautiful letter or, marry us and all of our abandonment issues go away. They're just going to be there until we can look at them for what they are. And what I came to realize about my abandonment issues is I abandoned me. Nobody abandoned me. I may have had somebody who walked out the door and left or wasn't there for me emotionally, but I blamed that person because they did not validate me. And so that comes back to me. I abandoned doing the work on myself to give myself the security I needed, to give myself the esteem I needed. And I believe this is really common. I don't think that, there's many people in the world that come into this world completely 100% self-confident and self-reliant, but I choose now to no longer blame either one of my parents, because if there's any abandoning going on, it's when we move further away from ourselves. And that's something that we alone can work on. And the further we move away from self, the further our abandonment issues are going to spiral downward, because it's no one's responsibility to love us but ours. And so today, if you're struggling with an abandonment issue or have been holding on to a deep resentment to somebody in your past and feeling like they left you and deserted you, just try and look at it a different way. Try and look at it as maybe you deserting you, because that's something that you can turn around, and that's something that's going to bring you the most satisfaction, is when you can find that deep, deep rooted self-love for you. And I hope that's something that will bring you some peace, because it definitely brought me peace when I was able to see it that way. So have a good day, and I will see you next week.